Hey guys, it's your boy here, Dr. fucking Dick Dealer, back once again with the ill fucking behavior. So how are you wonderful people? You're all happy and healthy and shit. So Doctor's finally back, and after months of pishy trailers and some questionable PR stunts, we're finally gonna find out if Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker have well and truly bricked the fucking show. And you know, maybe the "it's about time" slogan means that it's about time the show won't suck absolute fucking donkey tits. Well, that wasn't complete shite. So before I get into this episode, I want to clarify a few things. So when it was announced in 2017 that Jodie Whittaker would be taking over from Capaldi as a Doctor, I wasn't on board, and you know, I thought and still think now that this could fail. However, I'm glad that I didn't jump in the debate because it was legit a massive shit show from fucking start to finish. But there was a part of me that thought, well, this is a new writer, and for the looks of it, a completely different production team. Like legit, I don't think anyone who worked on the Moffat era is even back for this series at all. Hell, they even got rid of fucking Murray Gold, but then again, I think it's because he was just reusing the same fucking songs, like, over and over again, like, after season 6. Like, legit, there was only so many fucking times that I could hear "I am the Doctor" or "The Tale of a Majestic fucking Man in the Box" so many goddamn times in a fucking series. It was actually unreal. But I was willing to give the show the benefit of the doubt, because all I've ever wanted from the show was just some maturity and some well-written and enjoyable stories. Which is something I think the show has seriously been fucking lacking in the last couple of years. So with all that out of the way, let's dive right into this shit. So to start with, I'm going to talk about the things I actually liked about this episode, because which, surprising enough, there is a few. So the first thing I liked was the character Grace, who was actually played by Sharon D. Clarke. So if you don't know, Grace is actually the grandmother to Rhindsclare, which is actually one of the new companions, but we'll get to him later. But what I loved about Grace was her very adventurous and curious nature. You know, it literally, which made her by far the most entertaining character. She was also one of those sort of like lovely jubbly kind of types of persons, you know, sort of person that comes up to you like, well, like this. "Yeah, right, love. What you need, love?" That, and she actually did shit like trying to slay the flying fucking spaghetti monster. But there is this scene at like the start of the episode when the train stops because the flying fucking spaghetti monster crashed into it. Like legit, it mouths the driver. Like, look, see? Mouthed. So when the train stops, Grace and her squishy husband goes to the back of the carriage along with fucking Treat Boy tagging along. But Grace, not giving a fuck, decides to just go to the other end of the carriage and investigate. Like, what a fucking bad lad. But there is also this other really great scene where Grace and her squishy husband, played by Bradley Walsh, by the way, they're at this construction site, and they had to go and tell all the workers to get the fuck out. So they literally get these fluorescent fucking jackets, which they probably nicked, dirty fucking bastards, and these clipboards, and they're just telling people to leave. And it's just like, and the workers don't even fucking question it either. I just think it's fucking quality. Like, oh, that's fucking great. So one thing that surprised me was actually how well shot and nice looking this episode is. You know, like the camera work, the lighting, and even the sets look really, really good. Which is really saying something, considering that the guy who directed this, Jamie Charles, has actually only directed 2 other short films before this. Which is nice to see, they're actually taking risks and bringing in some new talent. So this one really took me by surprise, actually. They didn't bang on about it. They didn't spend 15 minutes like wanking themselves off because they took the giant progressive fucking leap forward in casting a woman. Like legit, they literally mentioned it once for like 20 seconds and then never mentioned it again throughout the whole episode. So it was quite a pleasant and welcome surprise, to be honest. Like when I was watching the episode, it literally went, well, it went like this.
Please, madam, I need you to do as I say. This could be a potential crime. Why are you calling me madam?
Hang on a second. I don't hear any screaming banshees shouting about how progressive they are. Now, I may be a little bit biased about this one because Tennant was my favourite Doctor, but I did actually like that it seems Jodie Whittaker has taken some inspiration from David Tennant's Doctor. Her performance felt very reminiscent of like the 10th Doctor's. But I think that is due to the fact that Whittaker, having worked with both Tennant and Chibnall in the past, with of course, you know, Broadchurch. So I guess only naturally she would take some cues from Tennant's Doctor, but I also did hear that apparently she spoke with, you know, Tennant, Smith and Capaldi quite extensively about the role, so I guess there is that too. But whether her Doctor will be like this throughout the duration of the whole series is, well, I guess, yet to be seen. So that's all the stuff that I liked about the episode. Now we're getting on to the fun part, the stuff that I thought was absolute fucking wank. So Zim Shah was pretty fucking wank. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the overall design of him, you know, like his suit and his mask and everything, but the moment he takes off that mask, well, But it's probably one of my bigger gripes of the episode. You know, if they had they just let him just keep his mask on and just not show his face, you know, then it would be all great. But like, it's so weird because they make out like him having teeth on his fucking face is something scary. No, it just looks fucking silly. Now, his story is that if he kills Dreep Boy, he will ascend to the leader of the Stenza race, which, yeah, that's seriously what they're fucking called. But yeah, now come to think of it, don't you think he looks a little bit like a frost giant? Like, think about it. He comes from a planet that's really fucking cold, he can kill folk with his, like, freeze powers and everything, and he does mention 9 systems as well, so maybe Marvel bought Doctor Who on the sly? Now, I was going to go into length with these two, but I kind of thought, well, you know, this is the first episode of the series, so, you know, obviously they're still trying to just introduce the characters and everything, but Ryan and Yaz were easily the weakest part of this episode. Like, yeah, you know, Ryan did some things, but it just seemed like most time he was just standing around mincing it. You know, but then again, I suppose, can you really blame, you know, Toyson Coyle, I hope I'm saying his name right there. You know, the materials given wasn't fantastic by any stretch of the imagination, so, you know, can you really blame him? Now, Yaz, played by Mandip Gill, I hope I'm saying your name right, was pretty much the same, really. But she actually did some shit at the start. Like, when she was first introduced, the scene is that where, like, there's 2, like, middle-aged women, they're squabbling about a window being panned in. Like, legit, there's, like, a hammer in the fucking window, and you're like, what fucking psycho decided to, like, go pan someone's window in with a fucking hammer? But, hey, I digress. What I liked was that she diffused the situation quite quickly and actually acted like a police officer. Now, I thought this was going to be quite interesting. I thought, well, is this what she's going to be like throughout the whole series? And I thought, well, this could be quite interesting, actually. But no, this all gets flushed down the toilet when she meets the Doctor, and she just literally stands around like a spare dick at a wedding. But, you know, she was pretty happy with herself when she managed to operate that crane, so... Now, as mentioned earlier, Zim Shah needs to kill Dreep Boy. And if you know who Dreep Boy is, he's the one you meet at the start. You know, the one when, you know, he shits himself sideways in Tesco when he sees a flying spaghetti monster. And legit, he just says that, like, he wants to just, like, forget about it and go to work. And, like, the best thing is, they just won't let him go. Like, you know, like, who the fuck does that? Who the fuck sees an alien for the first time in their lives and then thinks, oh, wait, I've got work, oh, I'll just go forget about it. Catch you guys later, bye. We do see him later on in the episode, like, towards the climax of the episode where, you know, Zim Shah goes to his work and tries to basically mal the boy. But I did think the story was pretty weak because, you know, like, he survives it in the end anyway. Dreep Boy survives. Like, maybe if they had killed him off, maybe that would make it a little bit more impactful, but it just seemed pretty fucking weak overall. That, and he does that thing where he recites that he is important and needed and loved and everything. It's like, legit, what a fucking dork. So even though I mentioned earlier I liked Grace's character, however, I didn't really like her death. Mainly because, you know, like, when they all go to construction site to save Dreep Boy, you know, the flying spaghetti monster appears out of nowhere. You know, basically the Doctor and Yaz and Ryan are on this crane, and they're gonna try and save Dreep Boy by fucking getting on the crane and grabbing onto it and swinging back or whatever. It's a bit, yeah, a bit whiny, but anyway, it doesn't matter. So basically the flying spaghetti monster just appears out of nowhere, and Grace, in a very heroic act, decides to take down the monster and slay the fucking beast. Now, even though I mentioned that I liked Grace's character, her death, though, was pretty fucking pish. Mainly because when they all get to the construction site to save Dreep Boy, the flying spaghetti monster appears and tries to take down the crane that the Doctor, Yaz, and Ryan are on. And Grace, in a very heroic act, decides to slay the flying spaghetti monster. But the problem is that the flying spaghetti monster poses no danger throughout the whole duration of the scene. This flying spaghetti monster doesn't even put a dent into the fucking crane. It's not like the crane is starting to fall down as the Doctor's on it. Legit, it just stays absolutely fine the whole time. So what was the point in killing her off? It was just literally the dumbest death in existence. To be honest though, I kind of knew that Grace was going to die anyway because, you know, she wasn't in any of the trailers and she wasn't announced as one of the new companions. So, you know, I guess I kind of knew her death was coming, but I just didn't realize her death was going to be as pointless as it was. So, you know, I guess swings roundabouts. You could say that Grace's death...
Offending me.
Ah, fucking, I really hope that's a sign of things to come. So this is not really related to the episode, but I thought I'd mention it anyway. So of course, I'm sure you can remember the trailers for this series. They were pretty fucking wank. You know, the teaser trailer was pretty weird because the Doctor somehow had the powers of the Flash, and the 2 main trailers that came out after as well, they didn't really show much. They just showed a few new locations and, you know, a few new characters. But the worst of them all, the one that takes the fucking cake, is probably the release date trailer. Just fucking watch.
You know I'm back, like I never left. I never spent. Been chasing dreams, but I never slept.
Oops.
I feel glorious, glorious.
I do love, though, that when Jodie Whittaker was cast as the Doctor, they said that it wasn't about gender, and then they go make this trailer, a release date trailer, that doesn't even have the fucking release date in it. Like, legit, they had to go stick it in the fucking description. But it's not just that, it's also that the subtlety of this trailer is non-fucking existent. Like, a glass ceiling, like, come on! And don't get me fucking started with the song they used in this trailer. It was so fucking cancerous. In conclusion, what do I think about this episode? Well, you know, it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. You know, yeah, it's got some pretty pishy moments in it, but at the same time, it's got some really good ones as well. But I do have some worries. You know, the offending me part and the lackluster villain, you know, it has me worried that this is really gonna be an overall theme of just the whole series, really. Just very dull with just some occasional good moments in it. But it was all things considered, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. You know, like, I think the best way to definitely describe this episode is just dull, because that's what it was 60% of the time. But, you know, I guess, you know, it's definitely an improvement of Moffat's writing, which, you know, I guess isn't really saying much. That and it's better than this.
It got so freezing we wore our coats and shared one sleeping bag. When we woke up the next morning, a dog was pissing on our tent.
But I want to hear what you lovely people thought about the episode. You know, tell me what you thought about the woman who fell to her. So, you know, tell me in the comments below or hit me up on Twitter, links in the description. And as always, please like, favorite the video, and subscribe to the channel. Or, you know, don't. It's entirely up to you, I don't really mind. So as always, guys, adios amigos, and goodbye, guys. So when it was announced in 2017 that Jodie Whittaker would be taking over as, oh, fucking cock it.